Hello, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be showing you what race week looks like for me. It is going to be full of some last few runs, also just some preparations that I'm doing to get ready for the big day on Sunday. My fueling and hydration plan, meeting with my coach to understand what the strategy is for race day. The course is a little hilly, and I say that as a Floridian, please. We don't have a lot of hills here, but this course in particular actually does have some. However, I'm actually really looking forward to that because this year I've been training on hills. I did a Rainier, which is a big hill, over the summer, but I've also done some trail races and some hilly efforts. I think this will be really fun. I'm excited. So hopefully race day will go well. Really hoping for good weather. This is a better time of year to run than summer. So there's that. But let's do it. Last week of runs on deck. Started out this beautiful Monday with a 6.5 mile easy run through gorgeous downtown Orlando, where all the Christmas decorations were on full display. Run felt really good and made it back in time to let the cat out. Tuesday's workout was speed work that consisted of a 10-minute warm-up and then 4 by 2 minutes at half marathon pace off 3 minutes. Lastly, 5 times 30-second strides off 90 seconds. I felt incredibly strong during this run, and it gave me a huge confidence boost for race day. Wednesday is for cross training, and every Wednesday I attend my aerial silks class at Orlando Circus School. This discipline requires endurance in a really different way than running, but it's also a great complement to running with the flexibility, mobility, and strength required. Had a nice slow morning, enjoying some festive ambiance, and then got ready for my 5-mile progression run. Really nothing to prove with this run today. This is the last major workout of the build. Not gonna lie, the taper is starting to hit me. I felt like this run was a little harder than it should be, so I'm trying not to get into my head too much about that. I did progress from easy to half marathon pace in 5 miles, so maybe that's why. It's also a wee bit more humid today. I think I'm just dealing with a classic case of the taper crazies.
Ooh. Last workout of the build. I felt a little harder than usual, but I think that's pretty typical for taper week. Nothing more to be gained at this point, just gotta stay healthy, get rest, and show up with a good attitude on Sunday.
Friday was for rest, recovery, and some light yoga. I also baked a loaf of bread and decided to go ahead and clean my very dirty race shoes. Today was focused on prepping, getting myself into a headspace, and just mainly staying calm and relaxing ahead of the big day. Those are pretty clean. Good enough. I did some Christmas tree side yoga with my kitty and stretched out some muscles that felt like they were a little tight. I feel like as runners, something always slips, whether it's strength training or mobility, flexibility. So I'm really glad that I had this day set aside to focus on stretching out some of those muscles, creating some space, and also just enjoying some peace and quiet. It's also the holidays, which can come with its own special brand of craziness and hecticness. And as a parent, sometimes it's hard to just find the time to have to yourself. So again, grateful that I took the time to do this today. Yesterday was a non-running day, and today is a super easy 2-mile with 5 times 30-second strides thrown in at the end. A pre-shakeout to the shakeout, if you will. I also set out my fueling and hydration while enjoying some delicious birthday breakfast carbs. And it wouldn't be race eve without a little flat lay. This also ensures that I don't forget anything super important. Hello. I am nervous. I'm trying to stay calm. I'm just getting ready for the big day. I have to get up pretty early tomorrow. The race starts at 7. I need to factor in time to pick up my bib. And then we are meeting as a group with my running club for a shakeout run. So that'll be super fun. Hopefully that'll help calm my nerves. I can't believe it's here. It's been a really wonderful build. I've enjoyed this training block a lot. Some of the things that I have been doing lately, the past couple days this week, in addition to all the training runs, is just taking care of myself, making sure that I'm feeding myself, that I am getting plenty of rest, and that I'm looking up the proper info that I need to know, making sure I understand what the course looks like, what my fueling plan is. I had coffee with my coach the other day. We talked through all those things, just trying to stay calm and stay positive. Something that I will say that I am working on is just getting past some disappointment of expectations. And let me explain what that means. I was expecting the weather to be a little bit different. I live in Florida, Central Florida. It's December 20th today. And it's like 80 degrees outside. This race last year was pretty chilly in the morning. I spectated it and I remember thinking to myself, like, wow, this is absolutely perfect weather to run in. I've got to do this race. And then this year came around and it's hot as hell. So I think I just need to get past the disappointment of those expectations. I can only control the controllables. I can't change the weather. All I can do is adapt to it. I just know me and I know where I perform best. And it's like in a certain range of temperatures. So we'll see. Maybe I'll wake up tomorrow and it won't be as hot and humid. Like you can pick a race that's in a winter month, but that does not guarantee that it's going to be cold. It's a real gamble here. So I did know that going in. I guess I was just hoping that I was going to hit the nail on the head of some really like nice, crisp running weather. If it's warm, that's okay. It's honestly, I know this is so cliche to say, but it's not the heat, it's the humidity. For me, my heart rate tends to hop up higher when it's humid. I get the cardiac drift and it can really take me out of my game. I often have to like slow myself down and get my heart rate back under control. And that's just not really something I want to do on race day. The notion of it being humid is kind of stressing me out a little bit, but whatever. At this point, this is a fun race. Like I'm so looking forward to running with my teammates and also others in the running community. This is like a Christmas themed race too. So people are dressed up. It's really fun. It's supposed to be fun. The last road race I ran was in February and I did a thing there where I ran super hard. I was coming off of a crazy training block and we're back to back over marathon distance races. And I hit a wall. I didn't feel good, but I PR'd, which was crazy, but I didn't celebrate myself because I ran poorly or I didn't feel good the way that I ran. And that's just not fair because I did my best that day. So this year I'm going to be really mindful of that and celebrating my finish no matter what, no matter how the race went. Because my build has been great and the journey to get there has been stellar and I feel good and I feel fit and I feel like my running fitness has been great. So really just trying to like block out all the noise right now, get into focus mode, but also just enjoy myself. Remember, like this is a hobby. I am paying money to do this. I should enjoy it. And I enjoy competing and that's okay. I can be competitive and I can have that competitive edge and spirit, but it doesn't mean that I need to go out there and blow up and then, break down in tears about it. Something also that I feel is very important personally is music. I listen to music when I race. Some marathons, I take my headphones out just because, I don't know, I want to be a part of it. But for this half, because I'm planning on pushing it, I have a playlist and this is something that I'm crazy about organizing. I take myself on a bit of a journey, starting with songs that are a little slower in the beginning so that I don't go out too fast. And then the kind of, it builds. And then at the end, I have my bangers so that I can feel good around mile 9 to kind of send it home. So that's another thing that is part of my half marathon prep is getting my playlist in order. And then these are fun to listen to after I race. Like if I'm on a long run, I'll just pull it up and it's like I remember the race and how it went. Also, side note, today is my birthday. So I celebrated this morning and my dear friend is coming over later to bring me some pasta and we're going to have a little carb load. I'll be going to bed pretty early tonight to get ready for the race. So this is a bit of an atypical birthday celebration, but honestly, I think it's kind of fun. Like I get to go run around with my friends tomorrow and that feels like a fun way to celebrate another trip around the sun. So Dolly wishes me well. That's all that matters. Good morning. It is race morning. It has arrived. It is 4:43 and I'm about to walk out the door. I've been up since 3:30, just getting ready, getting prepared, waking up, having coffee, having breakfast, doing all the things. Got a little glitter on me today. And yeah, I'm just ready to go do this. I'm super excited. It's going to be a very fun day. The weather is decent, so I'm excited for that. Last night was super fun. I had some friends stop by. It was a surprise that more of them stopped by, and We celebrated my birthday with pasta and donuts. Very grateful for my people. They're the reason why my training runs are just that much more fun. I'm excited to go see more of my peoples at the race. It's going to be a big day for us and for the Run BMT group. So I'm going to head. Let's go. I arrived to Mount Dora around 5:30 a.m. and then walked over to pick up my bib and swag. It was incredibly easy and took no time at all. Thank you, Mount Dora Half Marathon, for having things so organized. Okay, it's go time. I did a 1 mile shakeout with my teammates, and then we all headed down to the starting line to get ready to hop in the corral. This is when it got real, like this is happening. The day I've been training for weeks is finally here, and I'm so excited.
Birthday Miles!
Let's go! Crushing! Woo! Let's go! I got it!
Good job!
11, Shannon Fernandez.
Yay!
All right. From Orlando local. Shannon was first, Hunglian second, and Jebby third.
Nice.
Jebby.
So there you go.
All right, moving on.
Hi, it is the Monday after race day. It is December 22nd, Medal Monday for those who celebrate. I got mine. I got my medal. I hit my goal. And I got first place in my age group. What a day. Oh my goodness. It was so much fun. I hit my goal of going sub 145. My final time was 144.11. The day before the race was actually my birthday, and I jumped up into a new age group. And so that was really fun that I got to place in that new group. It was such a fun time. It was great getting to see everyone in the running community, get to run with my Run BMT teammates, and also get to see some friends who were out cheering. The weather was good. It definitely got a little sunny, but it was such a beautiful run, and it kind of weaved in and out of neighborhoods and along lakes. And so there was shade to run to if you were kind of in full sun for a bit. I think around mile 12 is when I wished that I was wearing sunglasses, because we were running straight into the sun. And at that point, like, I had some sweat that was getting in my eyes and probably mixed with some glitter and other things. But that was the only moment where I was like, oh, wow, I really wish I had something covering my eyes. I was able to hold the pace that I wanted to hold for a majority of the race. I did better on the hills than I thought I would. I didn't really know what to expect. I, knew that I wanted to maintain the pace, but I didn't want to, light that match too soon and, burn myself out on the hills. And I also took the downhills pretty easy. I didn't charge them. I probably could have, picked up a couple seconds here and there on those hills, but I wanted to just kind of recover from the uphill on the downhill, if that makes sense. So I took those, at the normal pace that I would have if I were on flat, and then felt fully recovered when I got to the bottom. The crowds were great. I will say there were parts of the race that there weren't a lot of people out, and so I'm glad I had my music to keep me company during that time. I didn't really run with anyone else. The way that it shook out is there was a pack that I started with that I knew was a little outside of my wheelhouse, but at least I wanted to start with them. But they quickly, broke away, and that was fine. And that was a moment for me to realize and make a decision based off of the fact that this is my race. I wanted to run my race at the pace that I've trained for, and that the pace that I'm capable of holding for 13.1 miles. I needed to go out at a pace that was sustainable. And what they were running was a little outside of my wheelhouse. Maybe I'll get there one day, but I let them go. And that was fine. And so I was kind of to myself, but I enjoyed, getting to see friends along the course, and huge shout out to everyone that was there cheering and spectating. You guys made those moments for real. There were moments where I was kind of starting, the intrusive thoughts start creeping in, or you start feeling a certain type of way, but I could hear people, even through my headphones, I could hear my people, as I was coming around the corner, I was like, oh, they're up ahead. And that really just like pumped me up and gave me the pep that I needed to keep pushing. So means so much. I love you guys and I appreciate that support. I think my fueling strategy went fairly well. I did have some GI issues towards the end of the race, unfortunately. It's just one of those things, like I've trained with these gels before, but sometimes it's the pace that you're running, you know, and how hard you're pushing, the conditions, how you woke up that day, maybe what you had for breakfast. There will be some things I would change in the future, but overall I felt good. I never felt like completely gassed or I didn't bonk. Like I had enough energy and enough hydration to power me through. As far as hydration, I did carry a handheld for most of the race. I had some Scratch mixed in to the bottle, again, just for sodium and also, you know, some extra carbs. I ended up tossing that bottle somewhere before the finish. I just didn't want it in my hand anymore, and I wanted to have both hands at the finish line for some reason, and it was an older bottle that I was okay letting go, so I chucked it into the bushes. So if you found a Solomon handheld, Merry Christmas, and just, you know, boil it in water and like it'll be good as new. The fact that like so many of my teammates were here today was a huge bonus. I've done races where I've traveled for them, you know, goal races, or I'll pick a race that not a lot of people are doing, but there's something just so fun and energetic about getting to run with your teammates and your friends and the people that you've spent time training with, you know, doing like quality workouts and long runs, like getting to show up and experience that with them on race day is something special. We found out that at this race, it's not chip time, it's gun time. So if you're going for something, or if you're going for an age group, or if you're going for a time, like you need to be like up at the front near the timing mat. Yeah, it was great. I don't know, there's just not much more to say. I'm sure more words and thoughts will come, but again, I'm pleased at my commitment, that I stuck with it, even though, you know, there were moments where it was tough, like it's hard work, and, you know, it's daunting when you're at mile 7 and you're like, wow, I have half, you know, more of this race to run. But I kind of did the run in the mile you're in, and then when I got to the next one, it was like assess that mile and see how you feel. It also really helped to kind of think about when I was going to take my next gel, so that I could kind of use that as like a milestone. Like, okay, when you get to this mile, you're going to take a gel and you're going to take water. And that gave me something to think about and plan for. And I think that really helped a lot. I feel like the last mile was kind of a blur, given the fact that I had like the sun in my eyes, and, you know, I was kind of heads down at that point. I feel like I was heads up most of the race, but at that point I was like heads down, like just dig in, slog it out, get to the finish. But turning the corner in the downtown area was so much fun. That's when I got to see my people for the last time. That was like the corner that I screamed at and was cheering for people last year. So I knew it was coming. And as soon as I could see downtown and the hill that I had to get up to get to them, I just was like, okay, this is it. And all I had to do was turn that corner and just sprint to the finish. And that's exactly what I did. I feel like the past couple races that I've done have not felt this way at the end. So I definitely took the time to celebrate and some post-race hangs with the crew, and, you know, really soak it in and really appreciate the fact that my body is able to do this, and that my mind is able to do this, and that I had a really good training block and it showed up yesterday. Like, that doesn't always happen. It's not a guarantee. So I'm really grateful, and I feel super supported, and that's an amazing feeling. And I'm very grateful for the community here in Orlando. Special shout out to my Run BMT team and crew. Feels like a little bit of an end of an era. If you know, you know, but I'm really looking forward to the future, and we can make it what we want. We can continue to get together and meet up and build community and find those pockets where we can make connections. So super grateful, Coach Seth, Coach Jermaine, Coach John. Love y'all, and thank you so much for everything that you have done.